Well, hello there and good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. I am Frost PDP, and today we are playing Crusader Kings 2, Norse-East-O-Rama. Oh man, what can I say? It's been a long time since I played this series. We are looking at something like episode 73. My god. So I'm going to try to go back to timing episodes a little more carefully in the future. We just did a 50-minute episode, and I'm sure some of you love that, but I'm sure some of you don't have time for that. And if I could put out more little things per day, it would help put out more content overall that would be easier for you guys to keep up with. And that's a good thing. So I'm going to go back to a little bit of a shorter format. Not because I don't love you as much, because I want to be able to try to get up to maybe I'll put out an episode every day this week. I don't know. We shall see. They wanted to do like a Monday through Friday attempt first, but we'll see. I did just get, not really hired at a new job, but unofficially at a new job, so that's a good thing. Alright. I haven't played in a while because I've been putting off making a decision. For those who don't know, this series has been based around how limiting defensive pacts can be. In that, basically, everyone joins them, and that's annoying. And the pagans drop out because of a bug, but, even Lithuania is finally converted to Christianity, so they're now part of the Christian Defensive Pact, which means I cannot attack them again anytime soon. So other than abusing pagan withdrawal from pacts at the start of every load-up, which would be boring for you and me, it would consolidate this area and make me probably significantly stronger. Just as a rough estimate, this Duke here has 758 troops, but he's tribal. Make him a feudal and wait a little while, and he'll be pretty strong. But I've been really looking at the Byzantine Empire, who, as you can see, is not in the defensive pact. And we just defeated them and a Catholic crusade. So the Catholics are not in a position to attack us. Basilius has 30,000. That number would go up the minute I declared war on him. I have 33,000, but I can recover some of that. I have a little more retinue coming in, I think, and another 5,000 in terms of levy, and maybe there's even more I could do. I could do levy shifted law real quick. Could I even get the votes for it? No, I couldn't. That is unfortunate. I could probably bribe my way to it, but that would increase my levy, my vassal levy by 10%. That's pretty significant. It also let them keep more money to develop their castles, which is really the direction I should be going in. But well, I'm just smiling innocently as if there's some excuse that I could use for not playing perfectly. Okay. So then the decision to the Byzantines is pretty simple, right? We have about as many or more men, and we have the luxury of being able to position our retinue wherever we would like. So this would be a first strike war, where we just go in and we try to eat up as much as we can. Furthermore, because this would be a crusade, as far as I can tell, and I could be wrong, the fact that he is Orthodox means he will actually not get aided by the Catholic world, which is sort of like an opposite of how actual crusades went, because the Byzantines were being helped out by the crusades. But if we do our little pagan crusade, our great holy war, call it what you will, then we gain certain advantages. Namely, that this guy doesn't get help except maybe from the Herodids, who are in the Orthodox family. My council is discontent. I forget why. Either it's a new king or I might have accidentally done something that annoyed them. Oh, managing children. Whatever. Just grow up, okay? Don't die on me. Your stats sort of suck. Be proud of your crappy stats. What are you, affectionate? Okay, go become humility. Okay, so the real decision with the Byzantines. comes down to, do you attack them? And I think the answer is obviously yes, because I think we could take them. Even if, God forbid, the Christians jump in, my hope would be to have the war over before they have a chance to react. In other words, if the war goal is to occupy parts of a kingdom, I would occupy as much of it as possible. And it is a kingdom tier attack. In other words, it is designed based around the de jure kingdoms map mode. So, for example, Swivjod is de jure only supposed to be this. Even though, if you look at it in my realm, it is this, and it's got a bunch down here and all over the place, right? So, it would be for a de jure kingdom. So then you go and you look at the Byzantines, and maybe this episode should be entitled like Declaring War, or Declaring a Holy War, or Great Holy War. And the idea is to go for as much of a kingdom as you can, get as much land as you can. So, for example, this is a completely de jure Byzantine kingdom. It is a de jure kingdom within the Byzantine Empire that, if I am not mistaken, Armenia is only held by Byzantines. There's no one else who holds it but the Byzantines. So if I take this, it's taking Armenia from them to me. I could probably make this war because I have a province in an adjacent de jure kingdom. But just because you're getting the most provinces in terms of like a full de jure kingdom title doesn't make it the best target, right? Some kingdoms are larger or smaller or better or worse developed than others. Fair enough. Some might be easier targets than others. We'll get to that in a minute. It might not matter, but it might. Because until we position, we don't want to declare. That's the thing. We're not positioned yet. That's like a logistics thing. Great Holy War for Croatia, which I don't even... Oh, yeah, I guess it would be this, which I would never do, because that would make no sense. Cumania. Now, that looks like a likely target, and in fact was the first direction I was going. Yes, we own some of the de jure kingdom of Cumania. These two, I think. Yeah, this one and this one. So technically, like, two of those titles we already own, so we wouldn't be getting quite as much bang for the declaration and all the threat that's going to come with the win. Sorry, I wanted independent realms. I wanted to go back to that declare war mode. But Cumania is in that position where it looks like a goodbye, but it's really not. Because only nearby Orthodox rulers can go in, right? So, really, it's only him and the Herodids that I'd ever have to worry about. Could I take them both? Probably. I mean, I'd have to hire my Holy Order and maybe some mercs, but I have $2,400. Most of it given to me by the Byzantines, who are in no shape to hire mercs. So, this is a unique time to get back at them. And then the question becomes, do I go for Anatolia? It would really be nice. Or do I go for Greece, the capital kingdom? And this is one of those questions where you go like, what if? Okay, so let's remember that like taking the Basileus' personally held domain would be the best way to weaken him because it would lower his income the most, right? So this is it right here, because the war goals I would have would be very simple. I would park my troops in Abydos to the amount that I could fit. Oh, look, I can fit 33,000 in March. So that's pretty good. 33,000. I can park my entire retinue there. I can also, by the way, raise the king of Norger, who is weakened because my vassals are kind of on a holy war streak right now, which is a little inconvenient for me. But, like, and he's defending against the civil war. He's actually losing, but that's okay. You know, he's got his reasons for being weak right now. But we can, at the very least, raise up most of my vassal kings. Denmark, Albany's not a king, but it's, like, close. Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Swivjod, I mean, it's Sweden. Flanders is over here. They're pretty powerful, actually. Remember, they're, 700 troops. That's really not that bad when you consider that Pomerania's got its own couple hundred, and Mordva's got its own, well, that's terrible, actually. But you get the idea. That's 1,000 men. Plus what I can, this is easily going to be 5,000. Plus whatever I can get out of Europe that I can get over there. So really, this is sort of like a 2-move trick. Phase 1 is getting my retinue in position, and that has an opportunity cost. If my retinue is down in Anatolia, it's not up on the eastern border of our country in the event that somehow this defensive pact collapses and we get an opportunity to attack actually at our goal. Remember, we're doing a North-East campaign. We're trying to get up here. The only reason we're not is because we're trying to out-expand what would be the defensive pact, which would be the Byzantines. If we can eat enough Byzantine land, we would be effectively unstoppable. By the time anyone in the west could do anything, we'd have eaten the east. Alright, so that's sort of what we're looking to do. This is really like that second to last phase of the campaign, and it's 1,000. I mean, I would have liked to be a little more ahead, but we had some errors early on. It's fine. Taking Greece, even though we own one province in the Kingdom of Greece, would be absolutely devastating to this guy. Look at Constantinople, which I would be able to hold, by the way. I would sacrifice Lincoln in a heartbeat for this capital. You gotta understand. I own the county of Lincoln. I own a barony in it. I would give them both up, which would actually get me down to my domain limit, which is annoying. I mean, I'm going to have to switch my focus eventually, but I digress. Taking Constantinople is the real deal. If I do that, it's Castletown 3. It's almost as technologically advanced as my capital. It's actually got more overall advancements, but if you look at the tech map mode, and you click this little button here, which shows relative spread. Oh, damn it. You click the relative spread map mode, which is a heat map, which is pretty useless, actually. It should just be 8 different colors, or however many there are. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just have 8 colors, low to high. Come on, guys, get it together. So, right now, yeah, they're about equal with us, right? But here's the thing. If you mouse over the ocean, it shows you yours. Shows you whatever your tech is, or if you go over to the panel itself, shows you your tech. So military organization 4, castle infrastructure 4, noble customs 4. If I were to ever consider moving my capital to Constantinople, which who wouldn't, right? You have to look at tech. And the truth is, even though he's got more completed levels of tech, like he's got shipbuilding 3, whereas I only have 2, his military organization is only 3, meaning I would have to buy it back up to 4. That is not in my interest. It's the same with castle infrastructure and I believe noble customs. Yes. So in other words, I'd lose 3 opinion with my vassals. I'd lose the ability to build a lot of this stuff. Or at least I'd have to spend points to rebuy it. That is not in my interest. And never mind the fact that instead of pursuing 750% retinues, I'm trying to get back up to 600 so I can sustain what I've already got. No. It seems appealing to switch to the capital of Constantinople. Especially if in a perfect circumstance you would have 1, 2 baronies within it. Right? 2 baronies at that level is really good. I have 3 at the levels I need. Are they quite as developed? No, but it's not worth going back in technology to go forward in what I'm talking about here, and just in terms of like overall tech levels. It doesn't do me any good. So it really comes down to a commitment. Do I declare war on the Byzantines? Yes. What do I declare for? Well, if I'm lazy, I declare for Cumania. If I want to spend the time to do this right, and that's why you're going to be bored watching me do it, then yeah, I declare war on the Byzantines. And I declare war on the Byzantines for Greece. Because whoever I do assign this kingdom to will instantaneously be a very powerful vassal. It might be worth taking a hit of tyranny to make my heir the king of Greece. That's how significant it is. If I can't blackmail them or bribe them, I can just say, fuck it, I'm going against the council, tyranny me. Because my character is 37. He'll live a while. His heir will actually have caught up to him in age, but it will be preserved throughout his descent. In other words, his grandson will pick this throne up. So even if this guy lives a long time, and this guy is only king of Greece for a little while, his son will be king of Greece. Now admittedly, his capital will be in Constantinople. I'll have to probably move the capital back up to Scandinavia, which sounds crazy. But we just figured out why it wouldn't necessarily make sense, unless somehow the as a sub-vassal, he caught up. If he did, then I'd happily switch. But this is all talking like way outside the box, giving you a kind of look at what I'm planning to do, how I'm planning to do it. That's what these Saturday episodes are kind of for. That's why I love doing them. I have this one little retinue guy reinforcing. You can already see I'm starting to switch into like, alright, coordination mode. I'm going to have to just raise boats. It's going to annoy my vassals. Raise their boats and, you know, ship them around. Pick up, pick up, pick up. All the retinue gets picked up and dropped off in this little guy, who, by the way, can raise 82 troops, which doesn't really matter, but, you know, every troop counts. I mean, ideally, this guy is strong enough by the time I declare that he can I can just march his troops through and pick off any Greeks that are, like, relatively weak, like 2,000. I used to be able to get 2,000 out of this guy. I don't know why I can only get 600. But just in case he raises up something significant, I could go through and I could smash it. At the very least, I can just... Because here's the second phase of this war, right? This is the other thing I haven't talked about much, but, you know, it has to be present in how you develop a plan for a war. And it's so ingrained in my subconscious, I know I'm doing it. You're going to watch me do it, but you have to consider it before you declare the war, right? I've just talked all this time about my retinue. What are my actual levies going to do besides bankrupt me when they're raised up, right? I mean, look, hey, I have 4,674 in one province. I'm going to raise my levies up, alright. And they're going to be on the second wave of boats. So in other words, I'm going to boat my retinue down, drop them off, bring my boats back up, stand them down so I can declare, raise levies. If I can raise them close to the Byzantine border, that can be a nice little go in and smash up anything so they don't form force. Meanwhile, I mean, I'm not going to get very much accomplished, I don't think, but it'll allow me to occupy northern... This is always good for cheap war score. Let's put it that way. You know, weaken their vassals, weaken their ability to pay their liege, weaken their liege's ability to pay his troops, right? And it's kind of how you do this long term. I'm going to have to do it. Very obviously, it's going to be a challenge, but I'm going to do it. Because it's going to be fun. And if I lose, I guess I should have declared for Cumania. I mean, that would be so easy to take. It's almost like you almost want to reconsider it. You go, wait a minute. But Cumania has these low, easy to siege. I mean, this is what? 1,000? If I get a group of 10,000 men together, I just have to click a button and it's mine. And I can seize down this entire thing before the Byzantine Emperor can blink. There's always another chance to go after Greece. And if I'm stronger after it, well, no, there's not always another chance to go after Greece, because once I eat this, I'm going to have a pact. See, that's the... It's like, oh, this looks so easy, it'll just be step 1 of step... But really, I'm already on, like, step 1,000. That's why I have it 78% threat. That's why everyone is pacted against me, and if I were to declare war on, let's say, the Kozalids, who are on my warpath, the stuff I need to get... Oh, look, all the Christian kingdoms pop up. All these pagan and Christian kingdoms will defend each other. Will jump in. And at this phase of the game, I'm just not sure I can fend off a strong army in the east and a strong army in the west. I can't do it on 33,000. Well, if you remember that sound, that means it's the end of this episode, but I'd like to thank you for joining me. If this has been helpful to your Crusader Kings playing, please let me know. Leave a comment. You know, subscribe to the channel. It really does help develop this as a series. And I know I'm kind of doing a lot of Crusader Kings, but I'm doing anime too now a little bit. So, hey, that was surprisingly successful. Hit the like button. Show your love for the series. I mean, like, I know people don't like to be hit with this stuff, especially not at the beginning. That's why I'm saving it for the end. But do consider lending your support. I mean, it's a click of a button, man. And as always, La Paz.